Hello and welcome all my grade 9 elite students to today's session, especially for the exam coverage. This is the final review session which has the answer key for all the questions that are going to come for your exam. So it's a very important video and it's a complete revision guide for your upcoming exam. So humble request, watch the video till the end to get all your answers and maximum benefit from today's session. All the very best for your coming exams. So let's get started. So this was the first questions that were there in your revision guide, which were taken from the ministry approved questions, and the solution for the following is as follows. For question 9, the solution is 256. I have already explained you how we get this, so I'm going to go fast and I'm going to just give you the answer key in this session. You can just check your answers from today's video. For question 10, the answer is going to be 3 to the power 16. For question 11, the answer is going to be 4096 r to the power 6 t to the power 12. You can see the steps. We have also done these steps in part 1 of our revision series. For question 12, the final answer is going to be 64 x to the power 6 y to the power 12, and I have already solved here the steps for you. Next we have from module 10 exponents and powers the following questions. Question 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. I have shown here the steps and the solution for the same. You can check your answer, and we have used the properties of exponents for solving these questions as explained to you in great detail in part 1. So just check your answer from the answer key. Similarly, for question 21, 22 and 23, the following are the answers. I have already solved for you. It has taken a lot of effort, so make sure you take benefit from the video and check your answers. Next we have from exponential equation questions 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. The following are the solutions. You can check your answer. And for the other questions from this module of exponents, we have furthermore solutions which I'm going to show you in the next slide. So for this one, question 27, in my previous part 1 video, there was an error in the question, so it gave a wrong answer. So make sure that you don't repeat that mistake here in this session. And there was question 30, which I specifically would like to discuss. This is a wrong print. The sign is negative. So when you solve this question, minus 5b square plus 3b square would give you negative 2b square plus 2a plus 9. So one of my viewers had commented about this error. So just make sure that you put the negative sign here and check your answers accordingly. So the answers in pink are the answer key for the solution. Then you have a FOIL method to find the product. So I have solved here question number 2 and question number 11 for you. This is how FOIL works to get the product. In a similar way, you can solve the remaining questions, and I have given you the answer key in the next slide. So these are the answers given here in pink for question 1 to 12. Make sure you check your answers after you solve. Similarly, for question 1 to 10, we have the following answer key, and we have used these two important algebraic identities, a plus b whole square, square of sum and square of difference, for solving these questions as we did in part 1 in detail. So if you want to know how we are getting these solutions, you have to go back to my part 1 video and watch it nicely. This video is just the answer key, and it is a complete revision guide for all the questions from all the modules that are coming for your exam. Next we have questions 1 to 16 from polynomials factorization. So you can see I have solved question 4, question 8 using middle term splitting by taking out the two roots, and question 16 here is a prime polynomial. It does not have any factor. So you can check your solutions in this way from factorization. So all the solutions are provided in pink for you. Next we have from the next module, module 11 and module 12, some more questions. So let's solve one of them. So here you have to learn the important formula for finding the axis of symmetry, the vertex, the y-intercept of the graph. So the formula is x equal to minus b by 2a. A, I would write here ax square plus bx plus c. This is what you are comparing. So a is 2, b is minus 8 and c is 6. So you are going to plug in those values here and get your uh, x value. So x is 2 here. So axis of symmetry is going to pass through x equal to 2. Now to find the vertex, you are going to plug in this x equal to 2 in the equation. So in place of x, you put 2 and you solve it. So what you get as the y-intercept is y equal to minus 2. So the vertex is going to be 2 comma minus 2. So you have got the axis of symmetry, you've got the vertex, now y-intercept. So for y-intercept, x has to be 0. So put x equal to 0 and your y-intercept comes out to be 6. So you have got the y-intercept and now you just need to determine the end behavior. So because your a value is positive, the parabola will be an upward parabola, and if x is increasing or decreasing, y is still increasing. So that's about the end behavior. Similarly, for the questions 25, 26, the same method can be used to calculate the axis of symmetry, the vertex and the y-intercept. So solve the questions and check. Okay, so let's solve this question now. Here, if you see an equation is given to you for the function 0.5 x square equal to 2 plus y. So from here we can calculate the value of y as 0.5 x square minus 2. So let's form the x and y table by taking different values of x like minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2, and accordingly we get values of y. So look at values of y. When is value of y becoming 0? It is becoming 0 at minus 2 and plus 2. So therefore the approximate zeros of the function by graphing will be minus 2 and plus 2. X equal to minus 2 and x equal to plus 2. So on the coordinate plane, we can translate the parabola so that there is only one zero and you can label the curve as A. So here, if you see carefully, first we made the two zeros minus 2 and 2, and then we move this parabola up till it reaches this point and then translate it upwards so that there is only one zero. So this is curve A, which is in the middle. And then you translate the parabola so that there are no real zeros and you make it up. That means it does not touch the x-axis. So you get curve B. Remember, the real zeros are the zeros where the curve or the parabola is touching the x-axis. So that is the rule we have used here. Next, you have the three equations given below in the function fx, gx, hx. So it is shown, the graph is given. So you have to describe the solution for each function and then match each graph to its related equation and also explain your reasoning. So for this one, I have given the sample answer 25a, 25b, 25c. Just go through it in detail. Then we have question 26 of rockets, and here again you are given an equation of h involving h. So this is the equation which is given to you. The equation is graphed on the coordinate plane. The graph is also given. Where does the graph intersect the x-axis? So you can see the graph is intersecting at two values. So one is 0, one is 10. So these are the two intercepts when the rocket is launched, and 10 represents the time in seconds when the rocket hits the ground. So it starts from 0, takes a height, and then comes back to the ground in 10 seconds. How long does it take the rocket to reach its maximum? So it is reaching maximum here somewhere in the middle. So if you see, it is exactly in the middle at 5 seconds that the rocket is taking a height, and you can check that by substitution by putting in the equation, also solving for your value of t. So t is coming out to be 5, so the maximum height occurs at 5 seconds. Now write the quadratic equation for the given graph. This is very easy. The graph is given. The graph is touching at minus 2 and 3. These are the two roots For the graph, similarly, if you look at question 32, the two roots are 2 and 4. So x equal to 2, x equal to 4, you can write the graph y equal to a times x minus 2, x minus 4. Solve this quadratic equation and put any point. So x equal to 3, this is a point of the vertex. So x equal to 3, y equal to minus 2, you substitute, get the value of a by simplifying. So a is 2. So put that back in the equation and you will get the product of them as the solution. So 2 times x square minus 6x plus 8, this is the equation. And similarly, you can get the equation for other questions. So question 31, 32, 33, 34, the pink equation represents the quadratic function and the equation. Next we have find the value of c that makes the trinomial a perfect square. So all of these questions will be solved using one formula, which is b by 2 whole square, and b, remember, is the coefficient of x. So the coefficient of x here is 26, the coefficient of x here is minus 24, the coefficient of x is minus 19, and so on. So here 26 divided by 2 is 13 square, so 169 is the value of c to make it a perfect square. Similarly, for the others, this is the value for the perfect square. You can calculate and check your answer. Next is a word problem, question 16. Here again the function is given to you, so you can solve using the quadratic formula. I'm writing here, where the inside square root part is the discriminant. A, B and C are given here to you, so just put in the value. A is 1, coefficient of x square, B is 2, C is minus 37. Plug in the value, simplify, and this comes out to be approximately 6. So since we keep only the positive solution, which is a little over 5, the business would not sell a fraction of a meal. The answer is 6. So you can solve the question. Next is dt equation. This is given to you, and the initial velocity. So just when you are reading, highlight the important information. This is the acceleration, feet per second square. This is the initial velocity, feet per second. Then you have the distance as 40,000 feet. You have to round off to the nearest 10, one decimal place, and dt is given to you. So when you solve it, it will come out to be 25.8 seconds. Next one is the question or architecture. The solution for this would come out to be 25.9 inches. Question 19, the solution is in this form, and it is going to be 24 inches and 36 inches. These are the two length of the original pieces. We have already done in part 2 in detail the solutions of these questions that you see 5 to 10. So I'm going to go just a little fast, and I will give you just the answer key here. If you want to watch the detailed step, please go back and watch part 2 of the exam coverage end of term video that I have made on my channel. I will put the link in the description box. So here for this question, the two solutions are x equal to 2, x equal to 3. Similarly, you can get the y value also. So these are the solutions. So for questions 5 to question 10, when you solve algebraically, the solutions are going to be these values. Check your answers. And for question on geometry, module 1 and module 2 also we have solved in great detail in part 2 video. So make sure you go and watch it. And here I'm just giving you the answer key so that you can check your final answers. So the final answers are as follows. For the questions on geometry portion, so for question 4, it is 33 degrees. For question 5, it is 7. And for question 6, it is 11 degrees respectively. Question 9 to question 12, the answers are going to be the following. Here we have used the converse of Hinge's theorem, and this is what you get. Then we have done the proof of question 6 in our last video on part 2. So this is how the steps are going to be there. The statements and the reason. This is the 2-column proof. go through it in detail and you will get all the steps as in part 2 of the video. Again, we do the proof of question 7. So we are using here the properties of parallelograms. Go ahead and watch part 2 of the video to see the detailed solution and just check your answers here using this answer key. For question 4 and question 25, these are the solutions. Similarly for question 26. Similarly for question 27. Here the sample answer is that the length of the opposite sides are congruent. When the coordinate plane is placed over the map, the street lamps align perfectly with the points on the grid. So that's the assumption that you have made. And last but not the least, we have the mid-segment theorem, which is used here for solving question 6 to 10. I have already solved question 6 in my last video in part 2. So here it comes out to be 28. You can similarly solve question 10, and here HJ comes out to be 20.6. In the next one, you can solve similarly. In the figure, I have marked all the sides. So the final answer for question 6 to question 10 is the following. For question 6, it is 28. For question 7, it is 11. For question 8, LK is 13. For question 9, ST is 13. And for question 10, it is 20.6. So that brings us to the end of today's session. And before we end this video, I want to share with you the watch time from my subscribers. I was just checking the analytics of my channel and I saw that many of you are watching the videos, benefiting from it, but have not yet subscribed. So just to let you know, this video took a lot of effort. So make sure you subscribe, and a big thank you to all of those who have already done that. It gives me a lot of motivation. Until then, this is Miss Ruchika signing off from today's session. See you in my next video. Bye students, and all the very best for your coming exams. Inshallah, you'll all do well.